Hello, everyone. Welcome to cricketworld.com. We are back again with our daily update right here on the Cricket World TV show that we bring to you every day on cricketworld.com. As always, I've got my friend and colleague Nikhil Narayan with me. And Nikhil, lots happening in the world of cricket. And the big news coming from down under is the fact that there is possibility uh, that a big possibility that Pat Cummins, the Australian Test captain, may not be available for the first Test match, and some reports even suggest that he could be out for the full Ashes.
Yes, Chandesh, that's massive news coming, from down under. Pat Cummins, the Australian captain, the fast bowling legend, may not play the first Test and may not play the entire Ashes. With just 6 weeks to go before the first ball of the series at Perth, this is not so good news for Australia. Cummins' latest scan on the lumbar bone stress issue in his lower back has shown signs of improvement, Chandresh, but it's not good enough to be cleared for him to bowl again soon enough. So, big problems for Australia and Pat Cummins. If he's not cleared for the first Test, and maybe for the entire series. Cummins has a great record in Australia with 177 wickets in 38 tests at an average of 19.9. So, a big loss if Cummins doesn't play the series opener or maybe a few first few Ashes tests, Chandresh.
Who could lead if he's not available?
They have a few contenders, Chandresh. If they have the likes of Josh Hazelwood, uh, he's been there. There is Travis Head could be a good option. There's Steven Smith. So they do have a number of players, with the experience. I would imagine it could be Steven Smith. I mean, he's done the job in the past. A bit of controversy, but I think he has the tactical know-how on how to lead Australia. I think he will be a good option. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's also the other news about Pat Cummins and Travis Head. You spoke about both of them. The fact that they were offered 10 million Australian dollars to basically become T20 freelancers by a franchise, possibly from India, so that they could play around the globe for that particular franchise. Now, we've had this situation with Jofra Archer as well, that he was offered. We've already had Trent Bolt moving. Quinton de Kock quit and then came has come back to the South Africa white ball setup. So clearly, signs are visible that there is possibility of more and more top players being offered this T20 pay to perform gigs.
Yes, Chandresh. I mean, not surprisingly, Pat Cummins and Travis Head, both fantastic players across formats. And, with most of the IPL franchise owners now owning leagues across India, UAE, America, and the Caribbean, also in
And
South
South Africa.
Africa
Yeah.
and South Africa. So, uh, they have cricket all year round, and the same players play for all these 4 to 5 leagues. Uh, so I'm not surprised that this has happened. This will happen, for a number of other top players, and it's up to the boards on how to sort of deal with this issue. I mean, there will be rules set. But beyond the point, I mean, if the kind of money is 10 to 15 times what your board pays you, I think it will be very difficult to control.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be very, very difficult to control. Meanwhile, you're talking of control. We had this awards function in Mumbai yesterday, where Rohit Sharma was seen. A fit Rohit Sharma, a slimmer Rohit Sharma, was seen at the awards function for the first time since he was sacked as India's ODI captain. He received an award for winning the Champions Trophy. The time frame for the award was 1st July 2024 to 30th June 2025. He received an award for winning the Champions Trophy, but he went on stage, accepted the award, and spoke at length not about winning the Champions Trophy, but about winning T20 World Cup, which was under the previous regime, and kept praising Rahul Dravid, the previous head coach of India. Clearly, in Australia, it's going to be a sight to behold how that relationship between Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir pans out, because clearly that relationship has broken.
Yes, Chandresh. There is a lot. which has happened. Rohit Sharma hasn't continued as India's ODI captain. That has been given, to Shubman Gill, and clearly Gautam Gambhir, India's head coach, had a big role to play in it. We all know about Gautam Gambhir's, uh, you know, uh, Gautam Gambhir has this, unique way coaching the Indian team. He believes he doesn't believe in sort of, giving the senior players, a long run unless he sees them in his plan. Gautam Gambhir is a man, of his convictions and principles. And as you said, Rohit Sharma, in his first public experience since losing the ODI captaincy, credited Rahul Dravid for India's Champions Trophy win, but omitted completely omitted Gautam Gambhir's name. So not things not looking good uh, as far as the relationship between Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir is concerned. But these things happen, in Indian cricket whenever you have, a coach who speaks his mind, which is Gautam Gambhir, a captain like Rohit Sharma, who's been very, very successful for India.
Yeah, it's a tough time for Rohit Sharma, but like I said, he's looking fitter, hungrier, and he's looking ready for ODI cricket. That relationship will be something that we'll be watching very, very closely. That series we'll keep a very close eye because a lot is going to happen in that series in the lead up and during the games in that particular series. Meanwhile, talking about Indian cricket, the Indian women's team is currently in action in the Women's World Cup. And yesterday in the Women's World Cup, we had an interesting contest between Bangladesh and England. Not expected, but the result was a lot closer than we could imagine. With England being stretched by Bangladesh, that was a very interesting encounter.
Yes, not expected at all, Chandresh, after England's massive win against South Africa. But England was stretched by Bangladesh, although they bowled them out for 171 with Sophie Eccleston and Lindsay Smith bagging five of the wickets to fall. England were in real trouble at 103 for six. And they could have easily lost that encounter, but for a 79-run stand between Heather Knight and Charlie Dean. Heather Knight was the player of the match, bringing all her experience in, undefeated 79. She anchored the chase, and a fantastic partnership with Dean of also 79 runs, which took England through in a very tricky encounter against Bangladesh.
Yeah, look at that points table now. England's on top of the points table. It's very early stages in this competition. India is at number two, and then you've got Australia, who won one match of their two games with one washout, and then Bangladesh are looking good so far, and then South Africa. The fight for the top four teams that make it to the semi-final is going to get very, very interesting. Now the game today be- is going to feature Australia and Pakistan. Now that's going to be an interesting one.
A very interesting game. Australia on form, by far the favourites. They thrashed New Zealand in the first match. Then there was a washout against Sri Lanka. Pakistan were routed by Bangladesh and then beaten by India. The batting has let Pakistan down in both the matches. They've been bowled out for 129 and 159. So clearly, a lot depends for Pakistan on Sidra Amin, who scored 81 against India. If she doesn't score, they have no chance against Australia. Australia, obviously, a team of superstars. There's Elise Perry, Beth Mooney, Phoebe Litchfield, Ashley Gardner, 100 against New Zealand, and then Sophie Molyneux, who's been amongst the wickets, three wickets versus New Zealand. But it's Chandresh, if you see the head-to-head, it's 16-0 to Australia. So clearly, Pakistan have to pull out something special to even challenge them in this match.
Absolutely. And it's going to be something very, very impossible at times for Pakistan to compete with this Australian lineup. Something that we used to talk about the West Indies in the past. One of their champions, Bernard Julian, passed away a couple of days ago. He was part of the 1975 World Cup winning squad for West Indies. A fantastic competitor in his day. He was just before the pace revolution hit West Indies.
Absolutely, a former all-rounder. part of the 1975 World Cup triumph, as you mentioned. He scored 26 in the final versus Australia. Before that, he took two four-wicket hauls against Sri Lanka and New Zealand, which helped West Indies reach the final. He had 224 test and 50 wickets. His international career came to an end abruptly in the early 1980s when he joined the Rebel Tour to the apartheid era in South Africa. So, a big loss for West Indian cricket. Bernard Julian was a fine, all-rounder who played in the 1970s and early 80s.
Yeah, speaking of West Indies, you've had the West Indies greats, Sir Viv Richards, Sir Richie Richardson, and Brian Lara, who are currently on tour in India with the Cricket West Indies CEO Chris Daring. And the remit that they've been given is to speak to broadcasters and possible sponsors and investors from India to invest in West Indies cricket. They were in Mumbai for the past couple of days. Right now, they are in the capital city, New Delhi. And Brian Lara was also part of that awards function that I spoke about earlier, where Rohit Sharma got an award. And Brian Lara got the award for lifetime achievement. And at that award ceremony, he said something interesting, Nikhil.
Yes, absolutely. Brian Lara has been sort of urging Roston Chase and the whole West Indies team, to show some fight versus India despite the financial instability which the board faces. The team is going through a crisis generation. Brian Lara, the great Brian Lara, is trying to motivate the team that despite the difficulties, to sort of rise to the occasion and give better performances, especially in Test cricket, where they were recently bowled out for 29, and
27.
27, sorry, and they they have if you see the record in Test cricket since the turn of 2000, it's absolutely, it's appalling. In 86 series, Chandresh, they've won only 20, and 14 of these have been against Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, and Afghanistan. So you can imagine, just six series wins against the big teams since uh, June 2000. So, West Indies cricket, and they're also a bit worried that if they have the two-tier system, then the West Indies cricket will definitely, they can fall into an abyss and never get out of that. So they need the money, they need the infrastructure to build from the grassroots and produce world class cricketers like they did in the 70s, 80s, right through the 90s before the decline started. And that is what Lara and other superstars, erstwhile superstars from the West Indies, are trying to do by getting sponsors in India and from elsewhere.
Yeah, and more importantly, the broadcasters, because they drive the cricket economy right now, and the broadcasters are majorly spending money. They are from India. Similarly, the Cricket West Indies CEO Chris Daring was also part of the delegation with the legends. Has been urging the tourism companies in the region in West Indies to support the West Indies cricket as well, because as you know, you have to link tourism and cricket in the West Indies for it to prosper and grow further. Similarly, Australian cricket has got a further boost with the partnership with Woolworths, an Australian manufacturer, and so that partnership will continue. Uh, but what is expected to continue is the slam bang approach of Rishabh Pant, because he is expected to return to Ranji Trophy cricket shortly with the Delhi side when the Ranji season starts. And that's good news for Indian fans.
Absolutely. He's expected to return maybe in the second round of Ranji Chandra starting 25th October. And he could potentially play the Test series versus South Africa starting on November 14th. See, Rishabh Pant is an all time great wicketkeeper batter, and we use the word very carefully. 3,427 runs in 47 tests, average of almost 45, strike rate of almost 75, 800s already. Uh, those overseas hundreds, we all know what he did at the Gabba with that unbeaten 89 in 2002, one of the greatest victories ever for India overseas. So Rishabh Pant, the test batter, is worth his weight in gold and diamonds for India, and India need him back in the side. He's the genuine match winner with the bat.
Yeah, and when you're talking about match winners, you have to start looking at the Bangladesh Afghanistan one day series. Now, that's going to be very interesting to see that one day series. Bangladesh blanking out Afghanistan in the three match T20 series. How do you see the one day series progressing? Because both
I
sides will
think.
be led by new captains.
Yeah, I think Afghanistan would be very disappointed with the results in T20I cricket in the Asia Cup and then against Bangladesh. And they'll hope to make amends in the ODI series. I think the key player for them will be Azmat Mullah Omarzai, who scored around 900 runs and picked 31 wickets in the last 2 years in ODIs. They've dropped Fazal Haq Farooqi, Gulbadin Naib, and Noor Ahmed. Uh, Shahidi continues to lead that. There'll be Rahmat Shah, there will be Gurbaz, Ibrahim Zadran. So they have experience, and these players need to make it count, Chandresh. As far as Bangladesh is concerned, I think the most exciting prospect for them will be Saif Hassan, who excelled in the T20I series. Mehdi Hassan Maraz will be continue to lead them. There'll be Najmul Hussain Shanto is back in the picture. There Tawheed Hidroy is there. Jakir Ali, Shamim Hussain, Taskin, Mustafizur, Rashad Hussain. So they have also have a strong lineup. I think Bangladesh would start favorites in this series, but Afghanistan won't be pushovers. They'll try to sort of, you know, make up for that ODI series loss and the terrible performance in the Asia Cup.
Yeah, and now it's time for the reply to yesterday's quiz question, and this was the answer. Uh, Nikhil, take it away.
Yes, Chandresh. We asked yesterday the leading run getter in women's ODIs from amongst the players playing in the ongoing World Cup. And the answer to that is Susie Bates of New Zealand. She is the third highest overall after Mithali Raj and Charlotte Edwards. But incidentally, Chandresh, she's got a duck in her first two matches in this current World Cup. But Susie Bates, the highest run getter in women's ODIs from amongst the players playing in the ongoing World Cup in India and Sri Lanka.
Okay, and now time for the question of the day. Here's the question. Nikhil, once again, take it away.
Yes. The question for the day is Tasmin Brits of South Africa has scored 5 ODI hundreds in 2025, which is a record for the most tons by a female batter in the format. Who held the record previously? So that's the question for the day.
Okay, there you have the question of the day. You can comment below and find give your reply to this question. Remember, we'll give you the response tomorrow about what the right answer is for this particular question. Remember, if you're watching us on any platform on cricketworld.com, you can like, share, subscribe, and comment on all our videos and be part of the conversation that Nikhil and I are having right here. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. It's goodbye and God bless from both Nikhil and myself. Goodbye.